Right, now let's do the intro, guys.
Yes.
Let's do the intro. Okay, Josh, cut.
Hello and welcome to...
No, you're going to have to wait because you were doing all that space. All right, okay, so go.
Hello and welcome to That Monday podcast, where we talk about films and movies.
She started so confidently.
I did, too confidently.
Just keep going.
But you know, here we are, and this is John.
That's Josh.
Oh, we're doing this.
This
Okay.
is Dallas. We're doing this.
This is Madison Watson.
Who's Madison Watson? Should we try again?
Hi guys, welcome to That Monday Night Productions.
That's not what
What
we
is it
got.
What we call Buddy Podcast.
It's That Monday. Just say That Monday. It's literally about
Monday, guys.
Like, hi guys, welcome to That Monday Gang. And today we are doing Poddy Podcast, the introduction. We hope you enjoy it. Starting off, we're going to introduce our names, then we're going to get cracking into it. Jonathan.
Yeah, my name's Jonathan Bissett.
I'm Josh.
I'm Maddie.
And I'm Dallas Venikin.
Just to add, the lighting will change because we filmed this last, and I probably was off screen for a bit, and Dallas had something in his teeth for the first half, so look out for that.
And all our
Please
drinks
comment.
will be full.
Our drinks will be full as well, yeah. So look for those continuity errors, and we'll see you next week. Bye. Or
No,
hello.
hello.
This is the hello. So
Hello.
enjoy. So we can start with Family Feuds. The other thing
Yeah.
we've got is the soundtracks in.
Yeah,
Oh,
so I've got
yeah.
a couple of soundtracks up because I just thought at least we've got some sort of...
You want to start with soundtracks? I absolutely love music in films, and I think obviously music would exist without film, but films would not be as good without music.
Oh no, definitely not.
Like it adds so much to
Yeah.
like ambience and like everything.
Like-
and
My first thing is horror films. Like,
yeah,
take
100%.
music out of horror films, they're not scary anymore.
they're not.
But
No.
that tension.
I know, yeah. That tension is built with like just a little bit of bass. And
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah, the best example of that is Jaws.
Oh
Yeah.
That's the best example of that.
Yeah, dude. And it's iconic.
And I think I saw a clip where they compared what it was like with no music. So I swear I saw a video and it just shows like some swimming noises. Then someone just screaming at the end. That's it.
It's not quite the same,
Yeah.
is it? It doesn't have the
Like,
same...
when John Williams was composing the theme for Jaws, like he went to Steven Spielberg and was like, "All right, I've got an idea for the main theme. I'm just going to use 2 notes." And like Steven Spielberg was like, "No, you can't make a music track with 2 notes." And he
He
was
went,
like,
Watch
"Watch me," and like it became one of the most iconic
Yeah.
soundtracks of all time.
Sometimes simple is better.
Oh yeah, it is.
I think it always is.
Yeah.
Simple is better because it's what people remember, really. Like,
It's the thing that gets stuck in your head, isn't it? It's that repetition as well.
That is true. So this is a complete like segue, but have everyone seen the film Seven?
no.
No.
Sounds like I might do. What was it about?
It's got Brad Pitt in it and Morgan Freeman. It's about the 7 deadly sins.
Haven't seen that.
No, it sounds like.
I can't believe you've not seen. You need to. Okay, I can't even spoil anything.
Do they say 7 with the number 7 in the
Yeah,
middle?
that I've seen the V is 7
Yeah.
is a 7.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
so
yes.
you've seen that bit, but I haven't actually
Right,
seen
it's
it.
really, it's very noir. It's very dark. Go and watch it, and then come back and talk to me.
Alright.
Okay.
And we'll
That's
talk about
next
the ending.
week.
Yes, next week. But yeah, that is a great film. But there's something in that okay, just move on. Just cut us out, Josh.
We'll try again.
'Cause, yeah, okay. But you've got some.
I do. I've
I
got
can
Hans
see
Zimmer
Hans.
up because I feel like any movie he like composes
Yes.
is incredible.
Yeah, he is like knocking it out. of the park.
Yeah, him and John Williams are like the ones I always remember. Like they're the names I remember
Yeah,
in like the composing world, I guess.
they're the only ones I've heard of. Also,
So I've just looked at the movies of them. I didn't know he did Kung Fu Panda. But what's funny is like next to it is just Dune. So you got like he genuinely just has like a wide range.
who's this Hans Zimmer?
Yeah. So he's done like Dunkirk, No Time to Die, Pirates of the Caribbean, and Kung Fu Panda.
Oh, that's I'm sorry, I'm just like.
Yeah, no, go
Oh,
for
he
it.
does. Yeah, Christopher Nolan loves him, doesn't he? He's in
Oh.
like everything. He's in like
Yeah.
Dark Knight. Jeez.
Well, you have those directors that just work with certain people.
You know, this is going to be one of these things where I think I'm really intelligent and I'm coming with like half knowledge. There's a song, you know that song? It's like, oh, Vienna, that one.
Yes.
Apparently, so in Inception, they use it, don't they, a lot to bring people
out of
out of
sleep.
sleep stuff. Well, apparently, when it goes, you know, like the dun, it does all that in Inception. There's like a lot of like heavy bass. I heard it was just that song slowed right down.
Yeah, probably is.
I never knew that.
Yeah, I believe so. I feel like I might need to Google that right now.
Just make sure that is.
Let's get Audacity up.
Just get it up.
Well, some,
Get what?
Audacity and just do ourselves.
What are you
Slow
on?
down music.
Slow down. Oh, slow ourselves down.
Oh,
Slow
I
you down,
see.
Matthew.
just make a remix.
That's an interesting Google thing today, isn't it?
Well, like,
Oh yeah, it is.
I,
Do you like my background? I've got the paint.
Very splashy.
Sorry, John.
I like his Inception, but unfortunately, a lot of trailers just steal the.
Oh, since that came out, it was like everywhere, wasn't it? That was like the new thing.
It's like every trailer's the same now. This city used to be good, but now it's evil.
When certain characters, like this might be very theatre musical related, but like when a certain character comes in and they have a very specific like theme tune.
Yeah.
So like it happens a lot in like Marvel films. So like I think again I'm rewatching all of the Marvel movies, so it's in my head now. But I was watching Thor: The Dark World.
Sorry, I am. Reddit has proved me right. Just
Reddit's proved right.
yes,
Brilliant.
apparently so.
So I think it's in Thor: The Dark World when Loki turns into Captain America, and in the background you can hear the Captain America theme tune.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's little things like that, and they do it a lot in like Panto and stuff as well. Like they'll have like the musical slightly change because the villains come on stage.
Yeah, that's true actually.
That's like my favourite thing is like when a character has like a theme, like a little theme tune. It just gets whenever they turn up, it's just there.
Yeah, I think that's the goal, isn't it? In life, is to have your own theme tune.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That would be amazing.
But like, wouldn't you get tired of it because like you're the one that's always hearing it? Like as soon as you enter.
Oh, but what if you didn't hear it and everyone else did?
That would blind everyone else.
I'd be like, why does everyone know I'm here?
Yeah. Like,
You'd hear like dun dun dun. And you're like,
Here we
That's
go again.
like you're trying to sneak in, and then suddenly they start hearing your theme tune. Like, oh, he's here again.
Everyone hide in the cupboards.
Oh, unless it's Michael Myers that's entered, because he will track you down and kill you.
Oh,
Hey, not
I
tracking me
hate
down.
that film. That was the first like Halloween like horror film I ever properly saw. And I watched it with my friend, and she skipped all of the like actual storyline and went just straight to the bits where he murdered people.
Amazing.
I was in primary school, so I must have been about 8 or 9, and I had nightmares for about 6 weeks, just constantly terrified. Michael Myers was going to come and kill my family. It was terrifying.
That is amazing.
Yeah, it was horrible. Like I wouldn't have, like, you know when they redid it like recently or did another one.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm staying well away from that.
I'm not a big fan of Halloween. I think it's a bit boring.
Well,
That
when
might
you're an
be- that might
8-year-old,
be
it's
controversial.
terrifying.
It's how you make it, because I had Halloween where you just sit down doing nothing, just have kids knock at the door. But then you can have other events
I
where
mean the film, Dallas. We're talking about films, not just general events.
But you're talking about Halloween.
Yes,
You know, the film is called Halloween.
Michael Myers.
Yeah.
yes.
I know.
The one we've just that one
I'm
we've
on
just been
about
talking about.
I'm on about that.
Yes.
I played in that movie. I was a random person on sweet. Across the road, someone gets stabbed to death.
Is that your version of Halloween?
Yeah.
You'd be like, you're just a kid, trick or treating, and you just go, oh, what a racket over there. Just blood curdling screams.
Pure
You're like,
death.
I think I'll stay away from that house. They're going a bit hard this year.
That feels a bit too real, so I'll skip that house.
Yeah, skip that house.
Yeah.
Didn't point
And then
candy out knobs.
Hey, I could have technically got killed a few years ago.
Okay.
We can't glaze over that.
It links to the movies.
No, I don't care.
I don't care if it did or
I'm
not. Yeah, I need to know.
Segue.
Myself about 8 years old. And technically, like, you guys can share your opinions on that. So,
Okay, thank you.
You okay?
but I was 8 years old.
Right, yeah.
We went trick-or-treating at this house, which is like 12 houses away from me. And they always did like loads of great things for Halloween.
Okay.
And I knocked on the door, and then someone in a Scream outfit ran up to me, from like opened the fence and ran up to me with like a fake hoe, screaming in my face, and I think I'd gone like teary. I was really scared. I mean, personally, it was all fine, but there could have been a situation like that where I could have got kicked.
I really thought you were going to say someone came at me with something. Not that it was quite clearly just someone in their house being like, I'm going to scare you kids.
Yeah, no, but
Have you just told us a story where nothing happened?
you have no the Bible said I wanted to share your opinions because nothing did happen, but I could have got killed with that hoe.
You even said it was the same as a
fake. You said it was a fake.
And a
Yeah,
hoe's
no,
a
but it could
gardening
be a real
tool.
hoe.
A hoe's a gardening
If
tool.
we're going in that
Yeah.
direction, I'm sure
It's
that
like
happened
a
a
Green
lot.
Reaper's
No,
thing.
that's a scythe. That's a scythe.
Similar. It's just a bit more of a bigger weapon.
I think one's for cornfields and one's for grass.
Use the same thing.
Soil. I don't know.
So if I
Could
stab
be.
you with a hoe right now, would it work the same?
Well, where are you getting a hoe? What's a hoe?
What do you call the grass with?
I have
said
fake
pillow,
grass.
So John, what do you want to say?
Yeah, go on, John. What's your opinion on Dallas'
Halloween.
non-story?
What's your opinion on Halloween?
Got the event or the movie?
This should only be the movie.
Oh, you guys stress me out.
I like Halloween because we don't get any trick or treaters. I just have a bag of sweets to myself at the end of the day. I've never seen the films. Like I've never had any interest to be honest.
We need to sort out how many films have we seen as a bunch collectively on a film podcast. We need to
I
work.
feel like I've actually watched a lot of films, but it's never the ones that have like won awards and stuff.
I love
You know, the big ones, the ones that you should have watched, like the classics.
I think big films are overrated.
Yeah.
Oscars are overrated.
Oh,
I
definitely.
do love the Oscars
Definitely.
though, just for the stupidity of it.
Yeah, like it's definitely. I mean, just Hollywood in general is just generally like. How do I put this politely? Shocking, like full of themselves, basically.
Yeah, very much.
Because
So.
like, I was reading a.
However, if Hollywood do want to get in touch, I am down.
I was about to say we can all sign it off.
I'm fine, thanks.
Are you okay?
You can blacklist me if you want. There's a lot of films that win awards, but then like after 2 or 3 years, you completely forget about it.
There is a lot of a lot of Oscars that don't go to the right people as well. Like the wrong film wins, and you're like, but why? Because the other ones were so much better.
Yeah, but that film that won was culturally appropriate, or like fits with Hollywood's narrative.
And that's the thing. It's a lot of just white old men deciding what these Oscars are as well. So chances are they're not that diverse either
But
anymore.
this is the thing about movies, though, because sometimes you just want to watch something that is ridiculous. And you just want to switch off from the world and kind of go, yeah, I'm just going to throw on like a Fast and Furious film or a Harry Potter film where it's just like so mystical or completely out the realms of reality.
Yeah.
And you just want to go, yeah, or a comedy that makes you laugh, right? You don't want to watch some like magnum opus of 3-hour storyline that's just like.
A lot of the time as well, those type of films I will literally only ever watch once.
Yeah.
I'll more than likely watch it in the cinema as well because I'm more likely to sit there for 3 hours because I've paid for it than sitting at home for 3 hours and being like, right, pause it again because I'm going on my phone, or pause it again because I'm going to get food or whatever. Like, I'd never actually get through the whole film at home.
You reckon?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes depends on how good the film is.
That's actually true. There's a thing to be said for that because I noticed recently if I'm watching a film just like at home on my own. Back in the day when I was a teenager, I would just be like, I'd watch the whole film and that would be it. But now, if it's slowing down a bit, I do just get my phone and just go on like Instagram.
We'll link it back to my idea.
There's no need to cover your mouth now, it's gone.
With Netflix.
It's really trying to get my comments. Go on.
With Netflix.
Right.
Welcome to that Monday podcast where it takes us 2 hours to get to the subject.
I'm trying to relate back to this. Right, I'll say with my eyes shut. So with our generation, I'm trying to describe. Right, so on Netflix, where there's series, so they would release 2 seasons at once. So
Okay.
that's 10 episodes, 20 episodes, 20 hours worth. When we watch one episode, we're like, oh, we want to watch episode number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Then, after episode 2, cliffhanger. So our generation would be more willing to watch 5 hours worth
Yeah,
of things than a 3-hour movie.
That's a really good
So
point.
that's what I
actually.
was trying to say the whole
Yeah.
time.
We
Yeah.
got there. We
It
made
was
it.
worth it. What you should have done is just said the first sentence and then left us with a cliffhanger, and we would have wanted more rather than trying to make us fit in the whole thing in one.
I technically did with
Yeah, that's true. Actually,
It's true, yeah.
I think that also has to do with FOMO, like fear of missing out,
Yeah.
because
Oh.
you want to be part of the discussion, and like because Netflix generally releases all the episodes in one go, and then like you have people who binge watch it, and then
Mhm.
like
You
you
don't
know,
want to get it spoiled for you either.
yeah, exactly. Whereas, because like you know, like the season 4 of Stranger Things, how
Mhm.
each episode is an hour.
Yeah.
that is a movie in
Yeah.
itself.
The last 2 episodes were 4 hours collectively.
Yeah, they were.
And I did that after like work at 8 o'clock. After got home at like 8:30, I was like, I need to watch it because someone will spoil it.
But you wouldn't have watched 2 movies back to back, would you?
Depends on the day, but maybe not that late at night. I probably wouldn't know.
Yeah, because I wouldn't have sat there and gone, I'll do bang bang like that. Not now.
In the past, I have attempted to like watch like the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the extended editions.
The
In
Harry
what,
Potter one's hard enough, and I feel like the Lord of the Rings ones are even
like
longer.
I said, attempts.
Yeah.
I got to. I think I got to 2 Towers, and I was like, no, I've got to do something else. Like I love these films, but need a break.
See, I can do that. I'm quite good at just sitting there and watching, which is probably really bad. But I get like really sucked into these like movies and TV shows and stuff. I'm like, I have to watch more, and that's again probably not the best thing. But I do end up watching like 2 or 3 movies in like a sitting. But obviously with like small breaks in between. But
Well, like for me, I like after like watching something because I like to actually think about what happened. Because like
Yeah.
going back to Stranger Things, I watched 1 episode a day because I wanted to like take in what happened,
Process it.
process it, see.
I couldn't do that. I just end up
I know.
watching it.
I wish I
afterwards.
could do what you do.
I was tempted to like keep watching, but I was like, no, I've set myself this goal, only 1 episode a day, so we can. Because I often find like with some Netflix shows is that they try and like rush through to get to like the main point, or like trying to rush through to get through to the plot, and then like we're not leaving people time to actually think about what happened in between, like the start and the end. So with this, with season 4, I decided to take it one day at a time and see if everything made sense, or like if there had any questions, would it be resolved in the next episode? And it was. So like that was just kind of more like what my thought process was.
See, I end up binge watching it all, and then like end up on like YouTube or something with the breakdown of each episode
Oh,
instead.
yeah.
Because I'm like, I must have missed something. It's like I always end up on TikTok, and it always ends up like going through my feed and just
Yeah.
it being like this happened. I'm like, oh, that was great, and then it delves into it more and why they did it and stuff.
Yeah, but like
That's what I
sometimes
end up doing.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
I've thought about a particular scene and like, oh,
Yeah,
hang
you
on,
agree.
why did that
What's
happen?
that?
There was
Carry
one,
on.
I don't know.
Sounds like
Cliffhanger.
fireworks.
Back next week. Is that you, John?
Yeah, that was me. Sorry.
Okay.
That was. What is it? I'm just trying to.
That
think
is
of-
fireworks, isn't it? That sounded
I
like
don't know. I thought it
fireworks.
was you on there then.
No, that was like like a
It's
bang and
coming
a
from
fizzle.
out. It's definitely coming from out there.
Oh,
It was a bang and a fizzle. You can't have fireworks in a broad daylight.
God, it's not Netflix Day, is it?
I really want to see what it looks like now. Bonfire books.
Yeah, that
It's
is.
too light for fireworks.
That's
Yeah.
Surely.
Sorry, firework interval.
Firework interval. We'll be right back after these messages.
Then it
That
shows
reminds
me 2 sparklers. Like that.
I've never seen any.
I mean, Family Feuds.
All right, yeah. Shall we bring it back to Family Feuds and talk about that?
Yes.
Let's do that.
Let's-
I think, since you were the writer, director, cameraman, you explain what Family Feuds was/is.
Okay, that's a fair point. So I was thinking of putting it on YouTube, by the way, so that people can just watch it,
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
and then they'll understand what we're talking about. They'll
Yeah,
give them
that's
context
true.
for the film.
We haven't
The link
actually
is in the
released it yet.
description.
Yes.
Or,
What he said.
or it's annotated like up on the screen.
I think I might have been off camera this whole time.
Yeah, I did want to say, but it got to a point where we just kept talking. So I couldn't. But yeah,
That made sense. So I was off camera this whole time. Maddie thought I won't say anything.
No, it wasn't
Dallas had
completely
something
off.
in his teeth and she went, I won't say. I did notice, but I
I
won't
don't like
say anything.
interrupting people when they speak.
I'm a true friend because I said something. That's true.
Didn't you guys see the teeth like quite a bit?
No, I noticed it, and then about 5 minutes later you mentioned it, but that was it. It was tiny, don't worry.
When I noticed it, I mentioned it.
I did 7 hours of work today, and that could have been in my teeth for 7 hours. I think it's a cupcake. I think it's from a cupcake out today.
Was there green on the cupcake?
Green?
It was like a little Christmas
I
spot.
don't know what the heck I eat.
I don't know then.
I had a mini.
So,
Yeah, go on, John.
It was yellow.
What was it?
so
Took myself in.
so basically, your writing process. How did you go about writing it, or any scripts?
Yeah, give us some context of where it came about.
It's funny actually because Family Feuds, I remember thinking, I had the story idea, which the story idea is kind of like a daughter running away from home and her mother's like a real piece of shit kind of thing. Because I like the idea of like, you know, when people get in the mindset, like just because someone is something like brother, sister, father, daughter, mother, whatever, they have to act a certain way and that just doesn't, or you have to respect them. It's like, but they might not be a good person.
Yeah.
So that's what went into writing Family Feuds. And also I was like, the main goal was how can I get the actors from the Monday class into it? That was it. I was like, so I've got a story. Now I need to just make characters around that. So I already had like, I can't remember everyone's names now because I kind of just put it away. But I had like Grace's character and I had Nancy's character straight away. And I was like, that's going to be you two. And then I think you and Megan were the last two to join.
Oh.
So I just wrote you guys in together.
I was going to say, because I
brother
remember
and
you
sister.
say, I think you put it in like the WhatsApp group or something, and you were like, I'm writing this, who wants to be involved?
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
two were like the last two people going, oh, actually, yeah, so that must have been what it was. But it might have been a few days later, I think.
It did. It only took me a few hours to write it. So I did it over a few days. It was like spent an hour on it. And then I like edited it. And then I was like, here you go, guys. I'll read it out. And I remember then being like, this is draft 1. And then I never changed it. I was like,
It just stayed like that.
It just stayed that way. I was like, it's fine. And then, of course, bless Dallas coming on late, didn't you? Because
I gave you some puppy eyes.
you gave me some puppy eyes. And then you did an amazing
I
job.
remember you.
Amazing job, actually. There's a first scene
It's wonderful.
where you have no dialogue, but Nancy's like killing you, and your eyes have to do all the acting, and it's great. I was like, just. I went to film that twice because what had I done the first time? I don't think I'd panned up. I needed to like pan up, and I just filmed. It was like, right, let's move on. And I think Sophie was like, don't you need to do this shot? And I was like, oh shit, yeah. And we went back and then nailed it one time, and I was like,
And
But
then,
my question to you as a writer,
Sorry.
yes,
you know, for the future.
yeah. Well, I don't know.
No, because I remembered us doing a read through, and you said, "Oh, you and Megan have loads of chemistry." Oh, I'm not sure if.
Yes, yeah. You missed one of the read-throughs, and I was thinking. Sorry, I put it in. But yeah, you did have really a lot of chemistry with Megan because he read for your part just because you were away. And I was thinking, definitely in the future, we'd have to get you two.
Yeah. So, do you think, in a way, you kind of shot yourself in the foot, like? No, just like writing.
No. At the time, I was thinking about, I wonder if I picked, like, I wonder if John was right with Megan for that. And I thought, because you guys would have bounced off each other. But then when John and Megan were together, I was like, no, it's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Because you two. And then I remembered, to be fair, why I put you together. It wasn't just because I'd written you guys in last, so you were brother and sister. I remember one of the first times I came to acting, you and Megan did a scene together.
Oh, yeah.
And she was just playing a teenage girl that hadn't been invited to a party or something. And you were her friend.
I remember that, yeah.
And it was a really good scene, and I thought you guys rewrite. I thought you worked really well together, and I was like, yes. That I remember having that in mind when I wrote you both as brother and sister because I knew you had sort of the chemistry to get along. So no, actually, I didn't shoot myself in the foot.
Wait, is that a dig?
It's just the way you said it.
Shoot
Very much
yourself.
sounded like a dig.
Shoot yourself in the foot is basically very.
No, it's in like, because he was like, oh, should I, like, you know, like giving yourself like less options.
Yeah, no, I think
than having an idea
I get
like
what you
this would be like that.
it's a good point though.
Yeah.
Because
I didn't mean it in like a dick.
No,
No, I
I
know.
was just
It was
I didn't
funny.
think
we know
of
you.
it.
We love you.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah.
No, of course.
Could you just
not.
get out? We want to have a conversation between ourselves.
Yeah.
No,
It-
no, okay.
No, leave the cake.
Leave the cake. It's the
I
only
shot
reason you're
myself
here.
in the foot.
Yeah, you shot yourself in the foot there.
I just like that phrase. That's why I
It's a
said
great
it.
phrase.
It's a really good point though, actually, because usually what would happen is you would write a script and then you would have auditions, wouldn't you? Whereas it's because I kind of wrote to type. It was a little bit of a different process. But I think going forward, I have people in mind, but I'd be like, right, let's have auditions for the roles to see if anyone just brought something that I hadn't seen to that character. And I think actually that nuance works really well. So that's something that going forward, I would probably look to change actually.
And in the nicest way possible with that way, because there's so many of us in our class as well, it was a very big group of us trying to get everyone organised, I guess.
Well, I think there was
So at
9
least-
people in
yeah.
that for
So
a
like
12-minute film.
if you were to do auditions, you could just be a bit more like, all right, this time it wasn't you, that's fine. Because we auditioned for it, just happened to be another person was better for that character. And you could maybe do it again and they just happen to be better than the other person for that character. You know what I mean?
You say this now until you get rejected on the next script. Getting calls from your agent. Hey!
I'm not happy about it.
This is favouritism.
I'm
Yeah.
going to that Tuesday group.
Never take Tuesdays.
Expanding upon the actor bringing a role to something you wouldn't have seen before. I remember like one of the plays I've written. I imagine the character like being very deadpan and just like dry all the time, but like the person who we ended up casting like took it in a completely different direction. Was like very over the top with it, and I was like, it's not something I imagined happening, but it worked. Just the way he performed it, really, the way he sold it. So yeah, like actors can bring a definite surprise to the role, something that you hadn't even considered, and it works.
That's why I think a lot of agents will, even though they'll get like a casting, they'll get like something from a casting director, and they'll go, this is what we want, and they might go, I'm going to send you for it. They're not quite what you're looking for, but you might just surprise them, and that's when they end up, casting someone completely different than what they were expecting. So it's good that happens. I like that. It just shows how diverse. I mean, how many times have we done the same script, but each person's brought something different?
I do like it when we do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we get to see the differences between sort of like Dallas and John. It's like same words, completely different scene. It's weird to see.
I enjoyed seeing that, but I don't know because we kept on seeing that like multiple times.
Got a bit, I think
Yeah,
with
got
the
a bit
classes it was a
repetitive.
bit too repetitive.
Yeah.
But it was good at first, and I think
We still like it, Darren.
No,
Darren,
really do.
really
No,
good.
sorry.
Good.
it's still good. It's still good. But yeah, no, I agree
Yeah,
with you. But
Yeah,
yeah, that's fair. Darren, like and subscribe, please, Darren. If your name's Darren, like and subscribe.
He's gonna have another baby. He's not got time to watch this. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's true.
But I did like that. Where at least to what you're saying, like everyone's different in their own ways, and it's cool. But
Yeah.
So you got to lean into it though. If you are an actor and you go into an audition or whatever, and yes, you're going to read for the character in a certain way, but you've got to put yourself into that, because they're either going to be like, we like you or we don't. You can't kind of try and be something else, if you know what I mean. Which is a weird thing to say because you're an actor and that's exactly what you're trying to do. But, you know what I mean? But let me throw it back to you guys. So what was acting like on Family Feuds and being a part of just set life?
I mean, I was there every day,
You were, yeah.
and it was very fun. But the second day was very chaotic. I remember walking in halfway through that day and you just being like deadpan, like you're just running around. And that was quite funny to watch because the day before was just me, you, Josie, and
Dallas.
Dallas
That was
was there as well.
Yeah.
And it was very, like, I think because we were just getting used to it and it was very chill. And then we came in that next day and you were just like, ah!
Oh, I could not have done that. So yeah, we did Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There's no way I could have done Saturday without having just dipped my toe in on Friday. And just
I
got a
feel
few
like
scenes.
even Sunday with the extras was easier probably than Saturday.
It was, yeah. Saturday was a horrible day.
It was
'cause we
just
had
so
show.
much, yeah.
That day needed to be split into two, 100%.
it was fun though.
Oh, it was
It
fun.
was, yeah.
It was fun. I had a In fact, I had a banging headache after Friday.
Yeah.
I don't know how I did Saturday at all. And then after we finished on Saturday, I had to. So we were at Nancy's house all day, and then I had to go to set up location for Sunday.
God, yeah, I remember.
It's a busy day, but it was so fun to film that and then to have like the end product. But what about you, John? Because you came in.
I went on the Saturday and the Sunday.
Yes.
Saturday I really enjoyed it, though I was kind of pressed for time because I was working later on, so I was.
Yeah.
And I was waiting around, like, we're going to film my scene next because I have to go. But I really enjoyed it. Sunday, I said the biggest challenge was not eating any of the cakes.
Yeah, that was difficult. That was difficult because they were just there the whole time.
Yeah, it's like that was literally like kind of for continuity.
And the only thing getting us through that day was you going, you can eat them later, it's fine.
So in fact, if you just had one, then you would every scene you would have been like, I just have to keep having this.
Can we have a refill, please?
So no, that was good fun. And what about you, Dallas? Because you did the behind the scenes as well, so you were you got to see everyone. And what was it like? This is kind of to you first, and then open up to everyone else. But like, what was it like seeing everyone in that environment of working rather than not? If you know what I mean.
Yeah, because we're used to just acting, I guess, and being in a class playing off each other. But this was like actually like a little bit of work, I suppose, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
The first time I was like,
yeah, I'm not paying you. Give them skill. Sorry, Dan.
No, it's okay. I need to stop saying it. Right.
Say anything.
If there's any edits, it's because Dallas was saying,
Do we need to change the lighting a little bit, or do we go fuck it and just leave it?
I think we leave it.
All right, cool.
I think we leave it.
Got to double check. Carry on, as you were.
It felt like I was being a detective interviewed everyone at first. I always felt like if I talk doing this.
Did it get easier?
That's cool.
Oh yeah, it got much easier.
Because I know me and you were the first ones we couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah.
So did it get easier to like interview people later on? Because you kind of knew what you were
It
asking.
depends what mood I was in, because I was in a giddy mood
Yeah,
with
that's
you,
true.
but with Josie afterwards, I was calm with Josie.
Sorry.
No offence. No offence, Josie, but I wasn't giddy when I spoke to you. Click like if your name's Josie.
One like. One dislike because we were with Josie.
They don't
Sorry.
show up anymore, so it doesn't matter.
No, it's like, for example, I had like I don't know what I was doing. I did something really funny, then I got in a giddy mood.
Yeah. As
That happens.
you've seen today.
That happens.
Sorry.
And then, yeah, it was just game, because, I mean, I wanted to sit down, everyone did the interview, then talk to them afterwards, because I don't want to be like, Josh, why do you want to do acting? Okay. Like, do you want to go back in now? So with me, like, taking off everything, I wanted to, like, I wanted to try to get to know people's backgrounds to the questions behind.
Yeah.
So it was one, people liked in one sense, but secondly, I was more interested in.
Yeah, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think you did a good job with
Yeah, I think you did.
behind the scenes stuff.
Because I didn't know that half of the team didn't actually want to do acting as a thing. Like, I thought our Monday class was a lot of people that wanted to do it, but like Megan surprised me. I didn't realise that she didn't want to like take it further.
I could do science.
I want to do science.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I didn't know that either, actually.
No. So I liked
was
that
fun.
because it was nice to like be like, oh, okay, so not all of us want to be actors.
It's pretty insightful.
professional.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was. Who did? Was
Me.
it you, John? I know you did.
Don't think you did.
Were you just kind of like,
if it happens.
do I need one word or two words?
Yeah. Because like initially, years ago, I wanted to be an actor, but then like having learned like how much of it's not a very stable industry. Like unless you like make it, and even then, that's a real like 1,000,001 chance. So I decided to like look at like other sides of theatre, like technical theatre, like writing and backstage and all that.
You're a good writer though, because obviously we've got things up and coming.
Watch this space.
Written by Jonathan. No cheers. I thought, what?
Woo!
Just look at Dallas. You'll see it later. He's just staring at the camera.
So yeah, like and like I joined Ludovico more or less as like I haven't done acting in a while. I'll use it to get back into it, and like I had no intention of like auditioning for roles. The one I was just doing it basically for fun. But then like after doing like a few terms and some words from Darren, I decided, you know what? Yeah, I will like actually do this. Like, not if I could do it professionally, great. But you know, again, I've the reason I do it is because I just enjoy acting.
That's a lot of reasons we all do it. It's just, I just love it.
Yeah,
100%.
I need to think as well, like, if you have a part-time job with it, if anything goes wrong with your acting, at least you know you have that as your backup plan. Like,
yeah, exactly.
It goes back to, if it's fun, you find it fun anyway, and you can get paid for it, then obviously you would take that, because it's like, why not?
Yeah.
But how did acting feel in Family Feuds then, in terms of finally getting to flex the muscle that is, well, being worked on every week at acting classes? Did it feel weird not having the net of an acting class? And it's like, this is kind of going to go out there.
See, I felt very comfortable on that side. Like, normally, if I was to go and do something, like, I'd be very nervous and I wouldn't eat in the morning and stuff. And I'd be very, but I was like, I'm just going to go make a film with friends. Yeah. So I was like, not as nervous as I thought I was going to be. Obviously, I was nervous because I didn't really know my lines for a little bit of it, but
I think you were pretty good with your lines, to be honest. And you did have
until you make it.
Yeah, but you did have to film every day, so you had the most lines, I think, over the course of the 3 days.
But I think normally I would be very nervous about it if I didn't know my lines. But I was like, no, it's fine. Everyone's like lovely with each other. We've all acted together before. Yeah. So I think that was a lot easier than going into
amazing director.
Just
calmed everything right.
Great cameraman. Shit lighter.
Yeah, the lights. Let's not talk. I messed up the lighting so bad in that film.
But you can't say you didn't focus on it, because you really did try.
I was trying so hard, and you know what? I think I tried too hard, and that's the problem. Because I was like, we need
to be a bit too much of a perfectionist.
Yeah, and actually, I was just shocking at lighting.
Everything else is great.
Please don't comment on the lighting now.
Yeah, no.
It's
a running theme now. It's like, it's your director thing.
Yeah,
every director has a thing. Yours is just shit lighting.
Well, that's nice.
You say to the camera, I caught you then.
I've shot myself in the foot again. By getting these knobs on the podcast.
What? Get knobs on the podcast.
Oh my god. But you know what, Dallas, next week we're going to send you out on your own adventure. We're here in the studio and Dallas is out.
Dallas is out. Back to you in the studio.
And how we went for a report with Dallas.
Is anyone else nervous when we were filming?
Not really, no. Like, it was, it just felt like doing a rehearsal or run through, basically. That's kind of the approach I've taken with acting, just treat it as if you're doing a rehearsal, like, just don't pay attention to the cameras and whatnot, and start when the director says and stop when the director says, basically.
And that is a professional actor.
So many times people would go, and I'd be like, do you remember when I said action to you? And he stood there for ages. So then I was like, I'll say it again. And then I said it again, and then he turned around. Instead of just doing it, he turned around and went, oh, sorry, I thought you were talking to someone else.
Because when Sophie said action, I thought you said to her, good job.
I know, good job on that title board, so we've been doing it all day, but that one was special. Like,
that was a great
and he was going, other than your minds were going, I don't think that was that special. That just sounded normal. And then he went, you heard action again, and he went, oh, you were talking to me.
That makes sense now.
I thought you were talking to her. I was just staring at the door like...
Just staring. Amazing. I love that scene.
So.
That ending.
Liar!
The thing is, I did put to be continued, so I feel like we're going to have to do another one at some point.
Yeah, my parents keep asking, so when's the sequel?
Oh, God.
See, we do need to put it on YouTube because no one I know has seen it.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
How do we make a little YouTube series? Like, ask someone to pay £3 for it.
I don't think anyone's going to pay £3 to watch Family Feuds, but it's on there free now. Go check it out. If you like it, you get it for free.
Director, writer, lighting, cameraman, and composer.
Got to lose the lighting one. I don't think I'll put that in the end credits.
But yeah, maybe not.
Just use an alias for the lighting.
Yeah.
Yes.
My question is for you: how did you compose that? How did you write your music?
So, it's not me writing music. I go on GarageBand
and
it was
kind of press.
Well, it was no. It's more methodical than that. I go onto the loops on GarageBand, and then so I get an idea of what I want, and then I go through. You can basically look by genre or instrument. And I think for Family Feuds, I had funnily enough, I think that the main one in Family Feuds, like the Nancy one, I think I'd written a bigger version of that when my granddad passed away. Usually, if something sad happens to me, I like to do something creative to kind of get it out. I remember my granddad had passed away like the week before, and I went on GarageBand and I was messing around, and because it was related to him, it was kind of like more old classical kind of sort of piano, and there was like organs in it and stuff. And I said organ like this. This is an organ. This is a violin.
This is not an organ.
Yeah, but so I kind of had that. So what I did was I had that there, and I went back to it and listened to it when I was like editing the film, I think, and then I was like, you know what? I think that'd work. So I stripped it back and made it a little bit more like simplified, and then I was like, that's the one. I'm going to use that. And then it just kind of worked with like the tone of the film.
It really did. It like when we first heard it, I went, "That's it.
Yeah,
that is it."
That's kind of how it went for me. So that was just kind of lucky. But I've had things like that even with like writing Family Feuds. I've had ideas I've kind of written half of things I've done, and then I do things in the future and I go, oh, I know what would be really good for this is this thing I did ages ago that I had no use for then, and then I put it in, and then I'm like, oh, it works. So I'm always doing stuff like that. So I'm always like tinkering with things.
That's good though, because like you said, it means that you don't have to. If something else came up, you were like, "Oh, I need music for it," and you go, "I don't even have to think about it; it's there."
Yeah.
So that's good.
So I've got loads of tracks that are just kind of there doing nothing, but yeah, they're all loops basically. Though I am learning to play guitar because I do want to start doing my own actual soundtracks for things. So the only thing I can't do is sing. In fact, there's a lot of things I can't do, but I can't sing and I can't lie.
Well, my friend.
Oh yeah, Grace.
Yeah.
Shout out Grace. If your name's Grace, like the podcast.
She posted about podcast on her Instagram earlier as well. I was like,
nice.
I really
2
want to
likes.
meet this girl.
Yeah,
Definitely.
like and comment then.
She better had. Sorry, Grace, but better had.
So my question to you, apart from lighting, would you have done anything different during the production?
Yeah, definitely would have split Saturday into 2 days.
Yeah.
We should have had a longer shooting period.
Mm-hmm.
However, it was just kind of with time, and I didn't want it to go on to excess weekends and like.
It was also the fact that there was so many of us. The fact that we got that many people like ready to do 3 days was pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Everyone signed up for that and could do it. So yeah, I definitely split that down, and so I'd have more time. And I wish if I'd had more time, I would have been able to speak about people's performances more and allow people to just work on it, make more mistakes, or just feel more free to try things that were a little bit different. Like
maybe get a few more takes out of it, because we did maybe 2 or 3 takes each.
Yeah, it was very efficient.
It was very quick.
What we got is what we got. So luckily though, everyone did sort of prepared, so that was nice. Great. But yeah, I'd love to be able to just let people kind of freestyle a bit more and riff and go, all right, improvise if you want to, or add something to the character that I hadn't thought of, and then we can see if we like or not. I would have liked to have given you guys the access to kind of do that.
But I think Family Feuds was very much a trial and error. Like we obviously you learned a lot on that set.
Oh, so much.
Because you know now that maybe someone else should do the lighting.
No, I will get the lighting right next
Okay.
time. I will get the lighting right next time. I 100%.
The lighting was fine.
Yeah, it
wasn't
as bad.
It was that bloody cupboard.
Ketamine something.
Oh, that was funny. Yeah.
Getting that, it took ages just to get that light ready.
It did, yeah. It did take ages. But I think that scene actually came out pretty well. The cupboard scene.
It looks like it's glowing out.
I didn't realise I'd like that so much, but I don't know if this is kind of like wanky or whatever, but I was like getting into the idea of like, how can you tell? So there's a scene, right? So if you've got someone walking, so Nancy walks from the back of you to the door, and like you can have that as a wide shot, and it's just she walks to the door, and that's fine. Okay, works. But how can you tell like a scene within a scene? It's like, well, we could go and do like a shot of her feet so we don't see her face. And then it kind of adds to the drama of, well, we've not seen her face properly yet. What does she look like? And then we just hold it there and then cut from a low shot to Kian. And then when she comes back, we just build it. And then there's a big reveal when she comes round, still not seeing her face. And then we pan up. And it's like, that's so much more interesting than just doing a wide shot of basically Nancy's conservatory or wherever we were in, like office or whatever, and just seeing her being like, oh hi, and then she walks over to the door, has a conversation and comes back. It's like there's no drama.
Yeah, it gives it a little bit of, ooh, who is this woman? This, like, it's a good place to start. You're like, ooh, looks like he's dying.
Yeah, hopefully.
She's got fancy shoes on. This
It
is
gets him
well
more
put together.
interested.
a
Rather
well
than
put
just,
together
like,
woman.
feeding him a spoonful of like what's happening. Just
And
like
then she's
let them-
got
Yeah,
like
it's
some
nice.
sort of minion at the door. Like, what's going on?
That was funny.
Well, like, camera shots themselves are an art form.
Mhm.
Like,
That's a good point. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
because like along with the dialogue, you can also use visuals as well to tell a story. One example is, okay, I'm going old school here, but like Star
Do it.
Wars Episode 5: The Empire Strikes Back.
So that is that's number 2.
That's the second one in the original trilogy.
Yes.
So
I was right.
confusing.
I was right.
I
That's what I
don't
meant.
ever know. But yes,
Second
go
one
on.
to be released.
Yeah, second one to be released. Yeah, let's go with that. There is one scene, like, it's just one of the Imperial officers, like, saying, like, we've lost the Millennium Falcon. But, like, in that scene, he's walking into, like, Vader's room, and, like, you just see a shot of, like, the back of him, like, his helmet's being put on, and, like, you can see, like, it's the first time you actually see, like, there's actually someone human there. Like, you know, that could have just been, like I said, the guy just saying, we've lost the Millennium Falcon in an asteroid field, but, like, the visuals are telling us that, yes, Vader is indeed human, although something bad has happened to him in the past.
Yeah.
So, like, that, to me, that's one of the things that stands out as, like, using camera shots as a visual way of telling a story, well, a story within a story, basically.
But that's what keeps you glued to the screen though as well. Like, you know, we speak about before, like, how you can just, I'm on my phone now because I'm kind of bored about what the dialogue's going on or whatever, which is bad movie etiquette. I agree. However, but if you do have things visually that are happening that are stimulating, whether it be camera shots or camera movement, and I know that Stranger Things season 4 did a lot of stuff with camera movement where it was like constantly just kind of like moving you through the scene. It was awesome. So it keeps you engaged with stuff like that as well, rather than everything just being static and being like, right, do you shot?
And it
Great.
gives you a bit more insight into that character as well, because like you said, it makes you think, oh god, that is a human. It's not just some, because it's set in space, it could be anybody. But
Yeah.
It's
Adds to the lore of
yeah,
Darth.
it gives you a bit more backstory of who that person is. Like, well, how's he got to here? Yeah, I like that a lot.
I was going to say, to sort of wrap up on Family Feuds then, is there anything that we kind of learned that we kind of took on and thought, actually, that's how a movie's made, or do we still watch films in the same way now, having made one ourselves? Because I know I don't.
No, I just watch a film for what it is, I think, a lot of the time. Because I think if I started analysing it a bit too much, I'd be like, well, now I'm a bit bored with films, because I'm just...
Really, I absolutely love doing that.
So I do sometimes I think that's a continuity area. I pick them up a lot.
Oh, no.
I'm like, that person's hair was on the other side. All
I
the
hate
time. They are the
continuity.
worst.
I was trying so hard in Family Feuds to make sure that was
Yeah.
okay as well. Yeah, I was like, no, the bag's in this hand.
It was that cake stand. The cake stand has to be there.
Yeah.
I love it when you like just point out like have a look like, oh, you can tell they've done this 50 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've heaved off all the.
I can differentiate, like, you know, from watching a movie or TV program, I can like be fully immersed as long as it's done well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, like, you know, if I really enjoyed it, I then go watch behind the scenes to see how
Yes.
they did certain
I
shots.
do love behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I
Behind the
think
scenes, the bloopers are my favourite thing.
we'll have to do like an actual commentary on our next film.
We
Like,
have
that is,
to, yeah.
I love commentary. I used to watch them when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I remember putting on like the Transformers commentary because I'd watched it so many times. I was like, and back then, because streaming wasn't about, I just had DVDs. So I was like, well, I've watched this DVD 5 times this week, so now let's watch it with the commentary on and see. And then you actually pick stuff up, and it's pretty interesting.
I used to watch the Shrek DVD with the Pop Idol.
Oh, yeah. I
The Shrek
remember
2.
that.
Amazing.
And that's Simon Cowell. Oh, it was so good.
That's such a great bonus.
So they used to have on the DVD for the Shrek 2, like this extra Pop Idol type thing. So you know, like the X Factor, that kind of thing. There used to be a Pop Idol. You ever heard of Pop Idol?
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously Simon Cowell, I was like, I don't know how. I know you're young, but I just
Yeah, I was
wanted to
concerned.
clarify
I was
this.
like,
There's only like a 3-year difference between us. I have heard of Pop
yeah,
Idol.
but I barely remember watching it that much.
Yeah. I
Anyway,
don't watch it.
yeah. So Simon Cowell was obviously on that, but they made him like a judge on it, and then the characters of Shrek would come on and sing, and then at the end you choose your winner,
Amazing.
and it's just so good. Like there's not much I can say more than that, because that's literally all it is just they have a version of Pop Idol, but they're all you know.
We could
Animated
do a
stuff.
whole thing on Shrek. We could do a whole thing on. I love
Please.
Shrek.
I had a Shrek themed birthday party.
That's
Come
true.
on.
You did have a Shrek themed birthday party.
Love Shrek.
Yeah.
At school, one of us would like just say a line from like the first movie, and then suddenly all of us would just be focusing on like the whole
I
scene.
love that.
Donkey.
Right, are we finishing? Do we have anything else to add before we go?
I was going to
Say
say,
goodbye
it's
to all good
we've
people.
gone for an hour now, guys.
We have gone for an hour. It's been a good show.
Yeah.
Should we actually have a proper introduction before we sign off? Because we just kind of
We did just go
we
straight
just
in.
kind of go straight into it.
So we should do the introduction at the end and then I can
Yeah.
type in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good
Shall
plan.
we end it first?
Yeah.
Dallas,
Yes.
do you want to do your...
Let's end it.
Like, comment, subscribe. You have no option. Do it now.
And also follow That Monday Gang Productions on Instagram.
God, sound excited about it, guys. Jesus.
Because we're great and I'm really funny, so...
This is going to blow up. This computer's so hot.
I was going to say, I thought it was
Can you
mine going
hear
off.
it? It's
Yours
like-
is like...
Yeah.
Okay, so
God,
let's do
right.
He's
the...
listening to Dallas for the past hour. He's done his
Subscribe.
nothing.
Adios. Goodbye. Sayonara.
Bye. See you later.
We're going to do the
Try
intro.
it.
Click the link.
Right, now let's do the intro, guys.
Yes.
Let's do the
Ah.
intro. Okay. Josh, cut.